When it comes to the importance of registering an antenuptial contract, it is important to understand foreign marriages under this heading. Now, foreign marriages are important to understand because as estate agents and conveyancers, we have to determine marital status, like we said at the beginning. If you are married according to the laws of a foreign country, we cannot regard you as married in or out of community of property because those are South African principles. If you are married according to the laws of a foreign country, the general rule is that we will always require you to be assisted by your spouse. This enables us to protect people who own property in South Africa but who are not resident in South Africa. We cannot have a situation where people can just come into the country, visit the country, and sell property registered in their name without the assistance of their spouses, just because they want us to believe that their marriage is regarded as one similar to a marriage out of community of property. To determine whether a foreign country's laws apply to a specific marriage, we have one rule in South Africa. The husband's domicile at the time of marriage will determine which country's laws will apply to that specific marriage. Your domicile is where you regard yourself as being permanently resident. So if you are on holiday in France and you get married whilst on holiday, according to South African law, that marriage cannot be regarded as a marriage according to the laws of France because the husband was not domiciled in France. He was merely there on holiday. It's important for parents and young people who travel overseas to work for a year or two, let's say for example in the UK, that they take note of this. Often these young people travel to the United Kingdom on a working visa, let's say that's valid for 1 year. They meet someone there who could also be South African and they decide to get married before they actually return to South Africa. Now, if we apply the test, which says that the husband's domicile at the time of marriage will determine which country's laws apply, we obviously then realize that it will be South African law in our example, because this young gentleman who is in the UK is not there permanently. He's very well aware of the fact that he's going to return to South Africa after his visa expires. So his domicile at the time of marriage, even though they got married in London, for example, his domicile at the time of marriage is South Africa, which means South African laws will apply. If that couple did not enter into an antenuptial contract prior to them getting married in London, they are now married in community of property according to South African law. So it's very, very important to know that you have to enter into an antenuptial contract if you are domiciled in South Africa and you plan to get married anywhere else in the world. A lot of people elope and they get married in Mauritius or on one of the beautiful islands, forgetting that the domicile is still South Africa. So it doesn't really matter where you got married. We have to determine the husband's domicile at the time of marriage. An antenuptial contract costs approximately 1,000 rands to register. It's done in front of a notary public and the contract is registered against your name at the deeds office. So it's something very important to note and you can contact anybody at Gravensteins at any point in time to assist you in this regard.